Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Magic Arena Run. Hold on, I'm wondering why desktop audio is nil. There should be some audio. I'm gonna do a little check. Anyway, we're going to be doing his... Okay, I honestly don't know if you're actually getting any audio or not. Hold on. Okay, I think I saw some movement. Okay, there's some audio. Okay, I was just concerned for a second. It's been a bit of a while. I sometimes wonder about these things. Anyway, so this is Historic Artisan. It's for a quick festival event where you just get 5 wins to get 5 really nice pair up arts. I'll go through them a little bit later. But how we're getting there, we're going to go there with the latest toy from New Phyrexia, Incubate tokens. So let's get the cards that don't have Incubate out of the way. Okay, this one let's just get a lot of these nice tools out. And this one doesn't have Incubate. This one we'll leave this here. There's a good reason for that. And yeah, so pretty much a main Incubate deck. So 4 copies of Norn's Inquisitor, a good way to make tokens that turn into 3/3s, which is pretty good. Oh, this does not have Incubate either. A few copies of Sunder the Gateway. There are some artifacts or enchantments you do want to destroy, well, but also free Incubate. Gift of Completion, nice Incubate tech. We have a few of the single copy of Phyrexian Awakening for Vigilance, and a few copies of Sculpted Perfection for the +1/+1. We are adding 4 copies of Phyrexian Censor as a control element. A lot of decks I've seen want to run a cheap set of spells in a chain, so having a censor makes this a must kill, or else they're not able to do what they want. Also new, we're running some copies of Blight Reaper Talid. While by itself not an Incubate, it does make Phyrexian Saproling tokens and also turns into a Phyrexian Fungus as well, so actually decent combo with the Sculpted Perfection. Also gives us extra fodder for Rite of Oblivion. We are running a single copy of LS Ilkor to just because we are expecting a lot of things to die. Same thing with Aaron, though honestly speaking, you might want to just run 2 copies of LS. From Modern Horizons, we're running Etchings of the Chosen, so this one is to give us some free indestructible, though for the most part it's just functionally Sculpted Perfection. The reason I'm running this and not say Intangible Virtue is because we do have Phyrexians that are not tokens. Speaking of which, Phyrexian Missionary, good way to get some of them back. And 4 copies of Benelish Sleeper to give us extra removal against those pesky mid-range decks. Speaking of removal, there's the Rite of Oblivion, Ossification, Cast Down. We have a few copies of March Towards Perfection. Actually curious what the spellbook of this one is. There's no good way to view the spellbook here. We'll view the spellbook when it gets relevant, but it is a good way to pump our Phyrexians and give us access to some more Phyrexians. As far as the mana base goes, 4 copies of Scarred Barrens, a few Obscure Storefronts as our Evolving Wilds, 4 copies of Secluded Courtyard. We're running a single copy of each gate, though we could easily just sub it out for 1 color, I guess. And that's pretty much the deck. It's relatively simple. As far as testing goes, I didn't honestly get that much testing in. First game, opponent just simply dropped off the face of the planet. Second one was against a life gain deck. It was hairy at first. Our opponent did end up with a big creature, but we did settle for a good censor. Okay, this one is a good starter. Opponent does get to go first, so it's a bit worrisome, especially if they're running turn 1 Mystics. That said, the plan is pretty much cast down into... Well... Cast down, Dwynen's Elite. Opponent is going really wide here, so the cast down is going to be a bit awkward, if I may say so myself. It's still probably better than the options. We do want to play Aaron later. There is an argument for, say, sniping one of the Mystics, but looks like our opponent is happy to go really wide here. Yeah, if we had access to a Phyrexian Censor, it would really do a lot here. As it is right now, we are Well, we can... We're gonna reduce some of the damage. But this is actually not a very great matchup for us. We were super slow out of the gate. Our Shaman... This one is most likely gonna have to block Shaman of the Pack. Though we do get to follow it up with this one, but might still be too late at this point. We are gonna be taking a lot of damage here. Yeah, so I probably would prefer this to be LS instead of Aaron. Well, it was worth a try. Yeah. Probably also a good argument for, say, running a bunch of cheaper spells, like, say, Tragic Slips. Anyway, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, take 6. When it goes Jasper Sentinel. Okay, not the... Yeah, at least we got the buyback part working, but now we just need to see if we can survive. Yep. Nope. Opponent had another Shaman. That was very quick. Couldn't really do anything in that situation. Our opponent just had the really fast start. There are some sideboard cards you can run for this particular matchup. I kind of chose not to. But my needs may vary. If it turns out we run into more of this kind of deck, go ahead. It's not the worst decision to do so. Yeah, our opponent just had the blistering fast start. Running black, we could probably run a few hand attack cards. That would be an interesting option. Okay. Probably not this one. This one's kind of fine. 3/2 toxic with a little mana ramp. Opponent going for lifelink. Yeah, I'm willing to go for this. So this can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater. So yeah, we made it. Well, we were not planning to block anyway. If our opponent's just gonna stack enchantments on this, like say that, we're probably just gonna go Benelish Sleeper, reset the board in that sense. Though in this case, ossification is fine too. Opponent goes Jungleborn Pioneer. Gunning for the Hexproof token, but we are going to pretty much... Let's see. I can swing with this one, offer the trade. Opponent probably just takes this one. Oddly enough, if our opponent were to just go for auras, we do have the cast down and we do have the Benelish Sleeper to follow it up. If our opponent just goes for more creatures, then kind of fine as well. We can go march into digging for another creature. Does our opponent have a fight spell? That would be interesting, but that would be okay. Not the worst thing to happen. It's also just... Yeah, there is, say, an argument for holding up the cast down. Let's say cast march to the... Hold up the cast down and hold up also this one. No, we wouldn't have gotten this one. Opponent tap. Okay. Going for something really big. I hope it's not. I hope it doesn't provide. Ward is okay. Hexproof is not okay. But our opponent is way in the tank. Well. Okay, opponent's probably gonna try to pump it in response. Okay, that's a. But it does mean we. Okay, so we won't be able to do the 1-2. So we take a bit of a hit here, but not too bad. Our opponent did use up quite a few cards for that. And we can just snipe the jungle. Well, there's another beloved princess, but now we can threaten them with although we won't be able to block. We'll see. But the cast downs are pretty important. So far, I don't think there are many that are actually running legendaries, though some decks probably should. So we have multiple options here. If our opponent says go for an aura here, nope, they're just going to search for an aura. Goes for Ancestral Mask, though they can't quite cast it yet. Opponent probably doesn't attack either. Yeah, they see it. Okay, so we do hit Aaron. I do want to hold up cast down those, but which is awkward. Because we know, but then again, we know our opponent's probably gonna put it here anyway. So let's go march towards perfection. Let's see what else we hit. Can't cast Gargantua. We can go for We'll go for Skull Dweller though. We'll go for Skull Dweller because that still leaves cast down open. And also it's Death Touch, so even if our opponent does Ancestral Mask, it's super awkward for them. Also, our opponent kind of really hitting their lands. Okay. Yeah, this does benefit them, but they still need anti... I'm not gonna hold this up forever, so we're gonna snipe the beloved princess. Okay, hit ourselves in our secluded courtyard. We'll name Phyrexian again. Yeah, probably sacrifice the sleeper. Opponent sacrifices Pilgrim, which is fine. We can start swinging for now. We'll see if our opponent stacks another enchantment. This admittedly could be a problem match for us. Yeah, nope. We'll take the hit. Yeah, now we're flooding, which is a problem. Yeah, we're gonna cast Aaron anyway. Opponent probably likely to hold back now, unless they have both removal and Ancestral Mask. It just means I block, so they would need to have Trample or Flying. Now we know they did have Flying. But since they offered to let the block happen, do they have removal? That's the next question. Nope, they don't. So we managed to out-attrition them pretty well, actually. That's quite good. Okay, so let's take a... So that was actually a very good first win. We could lower our mana a bit. Like say, it is tempting to cut the land. I'll probably leave it as an exercise for you guys if you decide to do so. That said, nice yard. I wish we can... Yeah, we'll take a good closer look at all of these once we get them. So, yeah, like now. That it's a very nice Yargle and Multani, although no one really plays this card. So it's a shame. Yeah, we'll take a look again at Hidetsugu and Kairi. That was one of the ones I got during testing. That was really nice. And I think the first one I got was Baral and Kari Zev. That was also a good one. So at least worst case scenario, you got at least 2 of the better ones right away. And the rest is just kind of gravy. So yeah, turn 1... So Warden, yeah, looks like life gain is very popular. So that said, I will march. So Soulless Jailer can't cast permanent cards in graveyards, can't enter the battlefield, can't cast non-creature spells from graveyards or exile. This is interesting, but I don't... Honestly, the Vault Scourge might be the more relevant one. There's also an argument for Rager. I'll take the Rager. Okay, this one is probably a bit more standard. Opponent actually doing the Learn Lesson package. It'll be annoying if it turns out that our opponent is actually milling stuff in the graveyard. I would have rather taken the... Oh no, it's Learn Lesson. So we could play Norn's Inquisitor. It probably gets completed, but we need to get it out of the way anyway. Opponent not going to be paying for this though. Going for another Professor. Probably will not trade Norn's Inquisitor quite yet. Yeah, especially if you're just getting Introduction to Prophecy. That said, they are offering the trade. Yeah, well... No, we can take it for now. Okay, so now we have some options. Gift of Completion is not a good option because we won't have... I'm probably just going to go Phyrexian Rager here. Just to draw into more cards. I'm honestly just waiting for them to expend this one. Then I am going to willingly start trading things off. Though I am willing to just trade this off straight. Actually, if they have combat tricks, I want to get those out of the way too. So yeah, let's flip it. Opponent goes Herald's Horn, naming Cleric, I presume. So we are getting our slew of cast downs. So I'm actually gonna just hold back now. I do have a combat trick here already. And we can cast down something if ever. Okay, so it's not... So our opponent didn't flip one. Opponent's just going to go Introduction to Prophecy. Okay, Desperation Mode. Do they hit a 1-drop? Okay, do they hit a 2-drop? Opponent saw that coming. I'm going to activate this now. See if our opponent has a combat trick. Nope, no combat trick there. So I can just play Norn's Inquisitor again. I kind of want to just play Gift of Completion. No, we'll play Inquisitor. Then I am going to swing with this guy. If our opponent moves to remove Inquisitor, I probably will flip this in response. Does our opponent have a combat trick? Okay, sacrifice, draw 2 cards, that's fine. But the willingness to sacrifice does indicate that they probably have quite a good number of cards. They probably have ways to get back cards in the yard. All of a sudden, I want that Soulless Jailer now. Well, it's sacrifice. Not exactly the best use. Well, it's actually quite. This is a decent meta call. I probably would have played it myself. So let's see. We'll resolve. We'll sacrifice this one. See if our opponent has another one. Because if our opponent just goes for a removal spell on this, nope, Demon's Disciple. Let's flip. That probably means their last card is just a Blight Priest, not the worst. So we'll probably just play the Gift of Completion. And we'll just cast this down now, since I don't want to wait around for those shenanigans. Basically, also, I'm gonna force them to cast a removal spell. Okay, Herald's Horn whiffed again. They are now flooding really badly on lands. So I'm actually going to play the Phyrexian Censor here. Give them something to must kill. So okay, opponent flips up LS. Will they do LS into... Wait, they can't... Oh, they can still cast it because this is actually a Phyrexian spell. That said... Well, opponent might just Kabir a takedown on that. Okay, so gonna force me to sacrifice something else. Get a free Surveil. Yeah, probably don't need any more lands. Gate. We'll keep the gate. Gate's fine. Yeah, now we're hitting on all cylinders. Opponent going for a second Herald's Horn. Gonna get a lot of this. They're definitely getting their discounts on their creatures now. Just need to actually get something to play with, I suppose. Okay, they get a free one. It's Cleric of Life's Bond. And oh, they got multiple free ones. So let's see how they've sequenced this out. And because these are not non-Phyrexian, they're stuck. You know, did I mention that it ETBs tap? Yeah, so we met. Yeah, so Phyrexian Censor is going to pretty much ruin a bunch of other games here as well. And all to our benefit. Also realizing it is getting darker now. Time to pop the lights. I'll turn on the lights up top later. Okay, let's claim our prize there. Yeah. Yep, Rankle and Torbrand. Somehow I like the I like the aesthetic of the original art because it feels like a Charge of the Light Brigade stuff. But this one actually does look interesting as well. What the heck are they strangling? Oh, it's a Phyrexian, of course. Duh. Very gothic. You know, very medieval. I like it in its own way. Okay, so this one's super awkward. We're not going to be able to get ossification. We can get LS. We will need one more mana for any of these. We do get a free mulligan, so I'm going to actually take it. And let's see. 1, 2. We can buy some time with cast down. Yeah, we'll keep this. So we're going to go March to turn 1. So let's see. Soulless Jailer, Zenith Chronicler, Diminished. We're probably not going to get the returner here. Zenith Chronicler's fine. Soulless. Opponent's playing black. I'm going to try the Soulless Jailer. I don't. Just for reasons. If Burglar Rat, each opponent discards a card. Guess we're discarding the Soulless Jailer. Opponent might be playing a discard deck, so this would be all sorts of annoying. Thankfully, we have another free discard and right. Okay. Yeah, probably give up one Storefront as well. Okay. We do want to flip this as soon as possible because we know one of our removals is going to be Rite of Oblivion. Okay, we'll take. Let's see if our opponent has yet more discard. No, play Juggler. It's fine. But we will snipe it. Does our opponent actually have... Oh, they could have a Fatal Push, which would be annoying. Oh no, Spark Harvest. Okay, they did expend resources for that, so that's not the worst. Net ourselves a 4/4. Opponent going Tendrils. Yeah, this is just going to be straight up removal. So... At least we can hold up Cast Down. The Mind Drain was really... Those first Mind Drain... That Mind Drain was really annoying. Though we didn't really lose that much. Let's see what our opponent does as a result. We ideally want one more mana so that we can seek with our gate. What are they deciding? They Novice Occultist. Okay, so it's that kind of deck. I don't know what big creatures they have that go with this, but I'm gonna expend this now. Okay, Secluded Courtyard number 2. I kind of want to trade this, even though I'm giving them a treasure token. It's probably better than them just taking it out and getting advantage either way. Also, emptying our hand out kind of works well here, because those cards do nothing. Ooh, our opponent has Foretell. Okay, do tell what is in there. Ugh. Now we need to start hitting actual cards. Skull Raid. Draw one card. This is Yeah, probably one disadvantage of this is that it doesn't come with an incubate. So maybe this one could easily be cut for, say, an actual creature when it goes for a hardcast Blade Juggler. Hit ourselves another Benelish Sleeper, which I don't mind if I do. But eventually we're going to need to hit actual creatures. Yeah, this is where we start losing, when we start hitting the land drought. No, Phyrexian Censor. Opponent probably has a removal spell for this. But we... No, the interesting thing is that there is actually a way to activate around this. Like, let's say that we can target this and sacrifice this. Opponent doesn't gain any life. A little bit of denial. That said, we should expect our opponent to have their hands full of this kind of thing. Now note that if our opponent presents with something worse, we can actually we can even sack the etchings. Opponent probably not going to exploit. Actually, there's an argument for not discarding everything because our opponent does have ways of drawing cards. But yeah, this is... Technically, we're on the losing end. Yeah, if I cast this, it's just gonna need to burn. You know what? I kind of need them to get all those removal spells out of the way. And Spark Harvest, destroy, sure. Yeah, because we're gonna need to get those out of the way eventually, so we might as well do it right now. Opponent might have way too many removal spells now that I think of it. Though it is... Opponent might actually be awfully flooded. Considering how many cards they drew, they are way too flooded. But yeah, having the Rite of Oblivion as a removal option was really solid. I suspect they have something up, but I do have to cast these. Opponent gonna get a creature card. Probably one of the Blade Jugglers, if... Yep. Lands on top, so it's gonna be a while. And also, ETB is tapped unless they answer the Censor, so... Mind Drain, discards, mills a card. Yeah, sure. Lose the Swamp, that's not bad. Get to the Citadels. So opponent probably hard cast Blade Juggler, but it ETB's tapped, so they better have a removal spell. And might as well. Yeah, Phyrexian Censor really saving our bacon there. And there we go. Do I want to do another? Probably not for this one, but yeah, that was a nice Galta and Mavrin. So yeah, there's our Baral and Karisev and our Hidetsugu. Yeah, let's actually take a look at those. It might help you guys decide if you guys really if you guys want it or. But at 2,500 gold, it's actually not so bad. It gives you access to a fun. It gives you access to a fun experience. And we did need to turn on craft. Yeah. That's our Baral and Karisev in statue form, but nice. Let's see, he did. Got ourselves Hidetsugu and Kairi. Then we saw Galta. We saw Galta a while ago. There's our Galta and Mavrin. And we got ourselves our Rankle and Torbrand. And what was the one in the middle? Ah, yeah. Yargle and Multani. All in all, not bad representation. That's gonna be not a bad haul. That's gonna be it for this episode of Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications and whatnot. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope to see you guys again next time. Take care. God bless. Stay safe wherever you are. Have a great week, everyone. Take care.